Welcome back, everybody. So we
Welcome
just had
back.
like what felt like 30-minute discussion.
No, I think it was about 30
Oh my
minutes.
gosh.
We had a very deep philosophical discussion about our beliefs. I think it was a very good discussion. I believe it did us. It did me some good. I don't know about you, but it felt good to get some stuff off my chest that I can't talk to anyone about. I don't have a lot of religious friends per se these days. I have one who's extremely religious, but I don't share some of his beliefs. And I have you. That's about it.
Coming to Melbourne, I was at first I was a bit worried, that I wouldn't find friends. But I can say at this point in time, I'm glad with my group of friends.
I am so glad. To me, it doesn't matter what religion you're on. That's not what makes you a good friend. Just
I was worried that I wasn't.
People I've made friends with.
I was just worried that I wouldn't can be able to connect with anyone to actually create a friendship.
Gary, it's the confidence, man. Don't you remember how we became friends? Do you remember that day? Because I certainly do.
You just walked. We and Amandine were talking about
Kingdom Hearts, ironically enough.
And then you were just like, "Oh, Kingdom Hearts."
I was like Kingdom Hearts. Well, and I remember that the thing that actually drew me is because you said, I remember you specifically saying to Amandine, I think Kingdom Hearts. I can't remember which one you said. I think it was 350 2 days. You're like, oh, that one's my favorite. Oh no, Birth by Sleep. I think you said is my favorite. I can't remember which one you said, but you'd probably know.
Yeah. I think I would have said Birth by Sleep at the time.
Yeah, and you're like, oh yeah, but and I'm like, I heard Kingdom Hearts. I'm like, but I've never heard of it because I'd never heard.
That's
of it.
That's why you came in with a question. You're like, Kingdom Hearts?
Yeah, it's like Kingdom Hearts. Oh yeah, number 2's my favorite. And then you're like, oh yeah, Birth by. I'm like, what's Birth by Sleep? And you explained it. And that was how we became friends. Ironically, the same day we became friends with Jake, me and Em later, talking about Avatar: Last Airbender. Jake comes in. Oh, you guys talking about Avatar? Do you mind if I join in? And we're like, yeah, come on.
See,
I can skip it. We've seen it.
We've seen this. See, my friendships. Oh wow, I should start the timer.
We are professional.
Yeah. Well, my friend. Okay. It's strange because pretty much that whole chain of events started because we went. My mother and my sister and I went to the orientation night thing, where they did a presentation telling you what's going to happen through the year.
I wish I'd gone to that. I didn't even know about that. I didn't know about quantum.
I went with as I said, I went with my sister and my mum.
Sorry, just what's the strategy with this guy again?
You just break his body parts, and when he does his laser, stay underneath him.
Okay.
So break his legs first, so you get some room. And so I went with my mum and sister, and so because I am super shy and as I said, not confident in myself, I just kind of sat there and listened the whole time.
So get underneath him like this.
Yeah, stay behind him at the moment because his legs are still up. You might want to heal, or you can just dodge roll infinitely, or try.
I'll do that next time.
Anyway, so
you're not confident, yeah?
And Amandine and
shit.
What?
Was I meant to click continue or retry?
Retry. But it's okay. It's okay. You're just back here.
That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been here I was here for half an hour during our talk, so yeah, continue.
Amandine and her mum was behind us and throughout the whole presentation. I just kind of sat there and listened. I'm like, cool. And then afterwards, my mum, because she wanted me to have a familiar face going in, she looked around and she started talking to the mum of Amandine.
Gary, your mother is a very good woman. Okay?
And then she's like, oh, so your daughter's going, what course is she doing? And then she was like, animation. I'm like, oh, my son's doing animation. Gary, come here. And so I was just kind of
that extremely awkward? Because I know what your mum's like. I know how she would have said that. Not that your mum's awkward, but I can imagine the way she said it would have made it really awkward for you.
Oh yeah. And so I'm just like, hi, and then so we my mum started talking to her mum while I was just kind of standing there awkwardly, and so it was like.
Absolutely.
I don't think Amandine was standing there awkwardly.
I know exactly the kind of thing you're talking about because I've done that before with people.
We just and then they kept talking okay, cool, well maybe you guys will be friends during the uni, through the trimester, and I'm just like, yeah, maybe I'll see you then. And so, on the orientation day, where we got to meet up, before we actually met up, how there was that whole, lecture in the theater, in the lecture hall? Yeah. We I like saw her and I'm like, oh, that's Amandine, cool. Maybe I should talk to her. And then I was trying to think about situations and like things to talk about in my head, and then like when we all exited, like it was a massive line. I'm just like, okay, cool. I guess sure. I guess I'll just walk out casually. And then we went into the rest, like the what's it called? The student lounge.
Oh yeah.
Where everyone just kind of sat there, and I just kind of sat there awkwardly. And then she came up to me and she's like, "Hi, Gary, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you're Amandine." And then we started talking, and that's how it started. So I don't initiate friendships.
You know what? I honestly neither do. I kind of do, kind of don't. I must say, one thing I'm not confident in is with new people. I'm not confident, but I'm very self-conscious of what I say because I don't like when I'm meeting new people. It's different. Like it's like I told you before when we were talking. When it comes to my friends, I'm much more
gonna blow.
I'm not withdrawn, but I'm able to rein it in. I don't just speak without thinking because I don't like in case I insult a friend of mine or something. And so when I'm genuinely meeting someone that I will have to know, like co-worker or a friend or something. For a while, I'm much more careful. And that's when I get kind of nervous. I'm like, oh, what do I talk about? What do they like? It's very, very rare that I meet people that are like us that like, video games and stuff. So I'm like, what do I talk about? Oh God, what do I say? I can't talk about myself too much or I'll stuff up. I am a bit nervous. Like you couldn't tell. Looking at me, you would not be able to tell. You think I'm like cool as a cucumber. But in reality, inside, I'm very nervous talking to new people. Yeah.
Sorry, you continue.
No, that was all. That was it.
I was gonna say the only friendship that I actually initiated was with Jack, because we were
How did you and Jack become?
We were in a class where we had to present like a game idea, and we had to make a poster for it. I think
I remember that class.
Yeah.
I did that class as well.
And so
I drew the worst posters.
I pitched mine, and I was like, yeah, this is terrible. Everyone's probably going to have so many questions for me afterwards, like why it's so bad. And
wow, great, a lot of confidence.
I told you, I have done. And
but I didn't think it was that bad.
And surprisingly afterwards, actually no, it was what's her name? The female art teacher.
Shirley?
No. Oh, that did a lot. Tan skin.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. She was Aboriginal, I think.
Yeah, probably.
I hear both parts of it.
Yeah, so she was just like, man, I love your design. I was like, really? Thank you. Oh, nice try. And so then I went down and, everyone else did theirs and eventually got to Jackson just like, man, he can draw super good and I love his idea. So what
was his idea? Do you
his
remember?
idea was a high school setting where all the cliques were a different race sort of thing.
I can understand it. That's actually a really cool idea.
Yeah, so all the cheerleaders were vampires and stuff like that.
That's a really cool. I like that.
And your party members fought with improvised weapons. Like a ruler would be a basic sword, and then you'd strap a razor blade onto it or something like that.
Oh yeah.
And it'd become a knife or something. I don't know. But that kind of stuff. It would be weapons made out of not utensils.
Oh,
gosh.
nice. Did you see that?
That's super nice. You almost killed the legs. So that was his idea. And so after class, I just went up to him hey, I really like your idea. It's super cool. How'd you come up with that? He's like, oh, it's been an idea in my head for ages. And yeah. Also, your drawing is really awesome and chibi style. He's like, oh, thank you. And then that was pretty much it. He just also, I like your project. Jack probably remembers this way better than I do. But he was also like yours. Mine was just... Oh, man, what was mine?
Guys, you're seeing into the minds of game design students. This is the kind of thing we learn.
Well, this is at the very beginning when we didn't even get taught any sort of game design thing yet.
They didn't teach us much about game design until towards the end.
This was animation to start off with for us, I guess.
That's true.
So
but I did the same class. I know which one you're talking about.
So we did more graphic design and all that kind of stuff, but which is weird because we weren't even the graphic design course. Anyway, I keep going off on tangents. I'm super bad at that. I just went off that. Anyway, so mine was about, like, it was kind of cyberpunky, really. Like, it was about a guy that got
Oh shit, where do I go? Where do I go?
Underneath him. Just stick underneath him. Yeah, so mine was a guy that got, like, a curse in his arm, so we had to get it amputated and replaced with a robotic arm.
Nice.
But, like, the power of the curse got instilled into that robotic arm.
Yeah.
And so he could use, like, psychokinesis, whatever it's called. It was like a, you know, fancy esper power, and that was pretty much the most that I had at that point in time, because everything was pretty much visual. So I just drew the character with, like, a hood, because I love hoodies, and then, like, the robotic arm.
Hoodies are the best, yeah.
And I drew him in, like, a Spider-Man pose with, like, a city skyscraper behind him, and then gave it, like, dramatic lighting, and she's just like, yeah, nice, and she's just like, man, I love your design. I'm like, I have a sister in graphic design that helps so much. Like, I learned so much from my sister, so I should, you know, thank her for that. And yeah, so after that class, we kind of, you know, I'd broken the ice a bit. It was probably really awkward for Jack. I apologize, Jack. And then later in the student lounge, I saw him playing Fire Emblem.
Oh.
And I was also playing Fire Emblem. Like, hey, that's Fire Emblem. Who did you accidentally marry?
Because, you know, that's what you did in Fire Emblem Awakening. You played the first time, you're like, oh, I'm married to her now? Okay.
No, we were, like, playing Fire Emblem. Like, oh, yeah, I'm just starting. I'm really liking...
I can skip this, yeah?
Yeah. It was like, man, I'm just starting. I'm like, I got my character paired up with Crom's sister. And I was like, yeah, and I really like the game. He's like, okay. And he's like, okay, don't pair your avatar with her too much, or else she will suddenly marry you. And I'm just like, oh, really? That's odd. And I went home that night, and she married me, funny enough. Or I married her, I guess. And yeah, then from that point onwards, we started finding out that we had, like, I guess the same interests, and we started meeting, like, you know, talking to each other more. And then Jack introduced me to Josh. And you want to know the first topic that came up with Josh?
You'll have to find out next time. On next episode.
Tentacle hentai.
Of course it did.